out, hit the pavement. That's what I call entertainment. Causing problems makes you famous. All the violence makes you statement.
Hello, this is Icy Wintermint, and I am going to show you a tutorial on how I draw. So first we open a MS Paint. No matter what version you have, it's always going to have the general colors, the shapes, you know what I mean. Alright, so first off, I'd just like to make a shout out to Shadowfire 1871, something like that. Sorry if I get the numbers mixed up, but I'm not looking at the page right now. But first what I do is start out with a circle, make it red, preferably 3 or 2. So we enlarge it so we can draw the character. I'm going to have a separate tutorial open for chibis, you know, the chibi versions, and how to animate using WMM. Hopefully I can fit that all in before 6, and if you hear a cracking noise in the background, that would be me cracking my knuckles because it's a bad habit. So we start out with a nice sized circle, about that large. I'm not going to make bobbleheads, but if you want me to, I will. Make it a bit larger. There. Usually, if I'm doing speed paints, I'll use more shapes and a basic structure, but for animations, I just use one. So what I always start with is either the sides or the bangs. So I'm going to start out with the bangs. I always make it 2, otherwise the line will either cause too many loose pixels to form, or it'll look too bulky and not enough colors will fit in. So go in an overhead motion, you know, just make it curve over the side. This may take a while, but if you always make a mistake, you can always right click during mid draw, but there, now we have a good sized bang. So from here we draw a line, another line, and go like that. Now, depending on the emotion, the shape of the eyes may differ, or you know, the position of the ears, so I'm just gonna make it happy. So make the eyes curve like that, you know, a bit oval shaped, and cause a loop like that to form. In the middle, I always put a nose, pretty decent size, typical cat. I either make the colors transparent on the other side of the bank or just don't put it at all. Lately my style's been changing a lot and I don't put it at all right there. So just to do the basic 3 mouth as I put it. Now put the side of the face, you know, the cheek over here and kind of curve it like that, or you can make it like that, but I always tend to do it like that now. As I've said before, my style is ever changing. So for the ears, just curve it over like that. And for the other ear, I either have it to the side or up here, but later on you see these little holes are hard to get rid of. I'm going to show you how to eliminate those. Alright, so make a simple curve. And make the chest here sort of the same way, only you know, go like that. Now, I might, you know, at the end, when we've got the basic thing together, add things that are specific to that one character. You know, like scarf or arm warmers or whatever. So, for the chest, we're going to do basically the same, only kind of different. You know, tilted at a different angle and flipped. Next, we add the torso. And seeing how this is a bit off, I'm going to move it over. Usually it doesn't do that, but for some reason, I've been feeling different about this video. You know, maybe move it over a bit more. I'm going to make it a bit lower so I don't have to show the feet. I will later, but I will show the feet. I've decided I will show the feet. Alright, so next, make the arms lay flat on the side or behind the back. A common pose that I use sometimes, you know, for the random lip syncing. And my style now uses kind of realistic, like, cat's hind legs. You know, just do like that. You know, for the sake of you guys, I've decided to put the feet there. Alright, so next we do a four-toed design. Sometimes all four toes won't show at one point. So you gotta deal with what you gotta deal with, okay? I'm recording this at 3:34 a.m. So my voice may either be hyper pitched, low, or just like it is now, sort of in between. For the tail, we always make it fluffy as possible, not like super ultra fluffy where it fills up the whole screen, but you get what I mean. I was tempted to enter that, you know, fluffy contest between Bonnie and Kitten, or Banny and Kitten. And there you have the simple design. So what we're gonna do is make the first color the red and take the eraser and make it maximize. If you have a laptop, you won't be able to do this, but click Control and plus on the numpad and it will increase the size like that. The same goes for Control minus, but I don't tend to use that as much. So what we're going to do is right click over all the red areas, makes only the red areas go away. Now here's the losing pixel, you know, the loose pixel trick. Color everything red or whatever color. All the essential areas that you need to be open colored. You know, and you take the same trick that I showed you earlier and take the white, turn it to black so it eliminates those loose pixels. Like that. And then you can just color it all back to white. And this is how you make the basic line art. You can color it however you want, you know, add whatever colors you know, deep red, light blue, even for the daring, go purple. But this has been my tutorial on how to draw furries. You know, Fursonas. I don't consider myself that much of a furry, but I mean, I don't dress in a fursuit. I can't build one, can't afford one, you know, you get the deal. But, you know, this has been a tutorial, as I just said. Hopefully I won't have to re-record this with Hypercam. It's being a douche lately. Come on. And again, this has been Icy Wintermints and a tutorial on how to draw Fursonas the elongated style, as I put it.